Have you ever noticed how life often feels like a journey on a winding, unpredictable road, where every step we take carries the weight of uncertainty, yet also the promise of discovery? For those living with chronic kidney disease, this journey is even more profound, because every decision, every choice, and every small act of care becomes a testament to resilience and awareness. Traveling, something many take for granted, transforms into a deliberate exercise in mindfulness, patience, and foresight. It is not merely about reaching a destination. It is about honoring the body that carries us, nurturing it with intention, and approaching every moment with reverence. Dr. Mathew R. Weir teaches that our bodies are not just vessels, but instruments that reflect the harmony, or discord, of our choices. When a person living with CKD prepares for travel, they are not just packing clothes and tickets. They are packing knowledge, vigilance, and respect for the limits and strengths of their own being. Each journey becomes a microcosm of life itself, illustrating that preparation is not fear, but empowerment. The act of hydration, which may seem mundane, transforms into a sacred ritual of self-care, a quiet promise to oneself that the body's needs will not be neglected amidst adventure. Managing medication schedules, consulting doctors, understanding the terrain of medical care in unfamiliar places, all of these become expressions of responsibility and self-respect. One learns that mindfulness is not an abstract concept, but a practical tool, as essential as a suitcase or a travel itinerary. There is a profound beauty in this disciplined approach, because it turns limitations into opportunities to learn patience, to practice foresight, and to cultivate gratitude for each day that the body supports movement and exploration. Every sip of water, every measured step, and every well-timed dose of medication is a reminder that life is a balance of awareness and action, and that vigilance, though sometimes tedious, can become a form of liberation. It is easy to overlook the invisible currents that guide our well-being until we face circumstances that demand attention, that remind us that the simplest routines, like monitoring fluid intake or timing a pill, are actually acts of profound courage. When traveling, these routines intersect with the chaos of the external world. Delayed flights, long queues, unpredictable schedules, and the constant need to adapt. Yet within this unpredictability lies a lesson, that adaptability and careful preparation are not contradictory, but complementary. Dr. Mathew R. Weir emphasizes that education and awareness are the pillars of proactive health, teaching that knowledge of one's condition transforms uncertainty into confidence. To travel with CKD is to embrace this philosophy fully, to respect the fragility and strength of one's body while engaging with the vastness of the world. There is a quiet triumph in arriving at a destination safely, having navigated not just roads and airports, but the invisible landscapes of vigilance and self-care. Each experience reinforces the understanding that health is a journey, not a destination, and that every act of preparation is a vote cast for life, freedom, and self-empowerment. It is through this lens that even the smallest challenges become significant victories. Finding safe water in a remote town, planning medication around time zones, or simply listening to the body's signals when fatigue sets in. These moments cultivate awareness, deepen self-trust, and illuminate a profound truth, that living with CKD does not confine one to fear or limitation, but invites the opportunity to engage with life more fully, more thoughtfully, and more intentionally than ever before. Every journey taken under these conditions becomes a story of courage, patience, and the quiet celebration of small victories, guided by knowledge, preparation, and the principles championed by Dr. Mathew R. Weir. As we continue along this journey, the road ahead is rarely smooth, and the certainty we crave often slips through our fingers. There are moments when the mind races with what-ifs. What if the medications are delayed? What if the water isn't safe? What if a sudden health complication arises far from home? These questions linger in the background, sometimes quietly, sometimes with an urgency that makes the heart pound. For those living with chronic kidney disease, traveling becomes more than a physical endeavor. It is an exercise in courage, trust, and foresight. It is in these moments, when anxiety threatens to cloud clarity, that the teachings of Dr. Mathew R. Weir resonate most powerfully. He reminds us that knowledge is a shield, preparation is a sword, and mindfulness is the lantern that illuminates paths otherwise hidden by uncertainty. There is a subtle suspense in every journey, a tension between the unpredictable external world and the steadfast internal commitment to self-care. The traveler with CKD walks a tightrope between freedom and limitation, where each step is deliberate, measured, and imbued with significance. It is easy to underestimate the quiet power of this vigilance until the unexpected arises. A delayed flight leaves you in an unfamiliar city at night. A meal appears that you are unsure about, or a sudden onset of fatigue demands attention. These are the moments where fear whispers, yet they are also the moments where courage can emerge. Traveling with CKD transforms ordinary experiences into tests of resilience, where every decision matters, every choice carries weight, and every action reflects the depth of self-awareness cultivated through education and preparation. Dr. Mathew R. Weir emphasizes that proactive care is not merely about avoiding risk. It is about embracing responsibility for one's well-being with intentionality and grace. In this context, the suspense of the unknown is not a threat, but a teacher, showing how preparation intersects with adaptability, and how attentiveness to small details can prevent large consequences. It is in these intervals of uncertainty that a person learns patience, humility, and the art of discerning priorities. Each challenge becomes a crucible, forging resilience that extends beyond the journey itself and permeates the broader fabric of life. While many see travel as an opportunity for leisure or escape, for someone with CKD, it is also a proving ground, a place where lessons about vigilance, foresight, and self-respect are lived, not merely studied. The suspense of not knowing exactly what the next moment will hold amplifies the importance of every precaution, turning each act of preparation into an assertion of control over the uncontrollable. Carrying extra water, ensuring medication is accessible, mapping medical facilities along the route. These measures may seem simple, but they are lifelines, small anchors in the stormy seas of unpredictability. There is a philosophical beauty in this tension, because it reminds us that life's uncertainties are inevitable, but our response to them is a matter of choice. It is through careful preparation, awareness, and deliberate action that fear is transformed into confidence and suspense into mastery. Even amidst unforeseen circumstances, the traveler learns to breathe, to observe, and to move with intentionality. Each challenge, each moment of doubt, becomes an opportunity to reflect on resilience, to internalize the principles of careful planning, and to honor the body's needs without compromising the spirit's desire for exploration. Dr. Mathew R. Weir teaches that empowerment comes from understanding, that freedom is a byproduct of responsibility, and that life's richness is found not in avoiding obstacles, but in navigating them with clarity, courage, and foresight. The suspense embedded in these experiences, rather than paralyzing, sharpens awareness, honors intuition, and cultivates the quiet strength necessary to travel safely and fully. It is in this delicate dance between caution and courage, between planning and adaptation, that the true essence of empowerment is revealed. Every step taken under these conditions becomes a testament to resilience. Every obstacle overcome a celebration of self-trust, and every challenge met a reaffirmation of the belief that life, though uncertain, can be navigated with dignity, mindfulness, and purpose. In embracing the suspense, in honoring both limits and possibilities, travelers discover a profound truth: that vigilance, preparation, and awareness do not restrict life. They enrich it, allowing the body and spirit to coexist harmoniously while navigating the unpredictable landscape of the world. As the journey unfolds, a sense of calm begins to emerge, not because the uncertainty has disappeared, but because the traveler has discovered the power of intentional living and mindful preparation. For those living with chronic kidney disease, every trip becomes a teacher, illustrating that life is not simply about the destinations we reach, but the choices we make along the way. There is profound liberation in understanding that while we cannot control every external factor, the flight delays, the unexpected weather, the sudden changes in schedule, we can master our response through preparation, awareness, and deliberate care. Dr. Mathew R. Weir teaches that true empowerment arises when knowledge and action align, and this alignment transforms potential anxiety into confidence. By integrating what is learnt about hydration, medication timing, and emergency readiness into the rhythm of daily travel, a person with CKD transforms potential obstacles into stepping stones for growth and resilience. Every challenge, whether anticipated or unforeseen, becomes a moment to exercise courage, patience, and presence of mind. The suspense and tension of uncertainty no longer paralyze. They sharpen focus, foster resourcefulness, and awaken a deep appreciation for the body's capacity to endure and adapt. Traveling with CKD becomes more than a logistical task. It becomes a meditation on life itself, a practice in mindfulness that extends beyond physical health to touch the mind and spirit. With every well-planned itinerary, every calculated precaution, and every attentive action, the traveler affirms a profound truth. Limitations do not define the human experience. Awareness, preparation, and perseverance do. Even when faced with unexpected setbacks, the calm that arises from readiness allows one to navigate difficulties with grace, to turn obstacles into opportunities for reflection and learning, and to transform fear into purposeful action. The principles taught by Dr. Mathew R. Weir guide this process, emphasizing that proactive care is both a form of self-respect and a path to freedom, showing that the more we understand our needs, the more fully we can embrace life's experiences. As travel becomes a metaphor for life's journey, it reveals that the richness of experience is directly tied to the intentionality behind our actions, the mindfulness applied to each decision, and the courage exercised in moments of uncertainty. In this way, each trip, no matter how short or long, serves as a reminder that careful preparation is not merely a protective measure. It is a celebration of life itself, a declaration that living with CKD does not equate to limitation, but rather invites creativity, foresight, and resilience. The traveler who embraces this philosophy learns to see suspense not as a threat, but as an invitation to deepen focus, to cultivate patience, and to refine the ability to respond rather than react. Each carefully planned hydration schedule, each strategically timed medication, and each contingency plan transforms potential risk into mastery, teaching that empowerment comes not from avoiding challenges, but from meeting them with knowledge and intent. By internalizing these lessons, the journey evolves into a source of personal growth, reinforcing self-trust, strengthening confidence, and illuminating the profound truth that life, though unpredictable, is navigable when approached with awareness, preparation, and courage. Dr. Mathew R. Weir emphasizes that every individual possesses the capacity to transform adversity into opportunity, fear into insight, and limitation into a catalyst for mindful living. And this principle resonates powerfully for travelers with CKD. Through this lens, the act of traveling becomes an assertion of agency, a demonstration of self-discipline, and a testament to the resilience inherent in every thoughtful choice. It is the alignment of preparation, courage, and mindfulness that allows a person to traverse unfamiliar landscapes, face unforeseen challenges, and arrive not only at their physical destination, but at a deeper understanding of their own strength and capacity. Ultimately, the journey illustrates that life's value is measured not by the absence of obstacles, but by the way we navigate them, and by the clarity, courage, and awareness we bring to each step. When each moment is approached with conscious intention, and when the principles of proactive care taught by Dr. Mathew R. Weir are applied with consistency and presence, traveling with CKD becomes a celebration of both resilience and life itself. Every sip of water, every carefully timed medication, every thoughtful preparation, and every calm response to the unexpected becomes a declaration. Life can be embraced fully, safely, and meaningfully, even within the constraints of chronic illness. And as this awareness grows, the traveler realizes that true freedom is not the absence of challenge, but the mastery of response, the cultivation of mindfulness, and the unwavering commitment to self-care. If you're benefiting from our topics, Please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.